What is good, y'all? SG family? It's your boy SmooveGotGame back on the channel, man. GM Smooth, and today we got a special episode of the Reds rebuild as we're going down to the minors. Rookie Anderson Espinosa. I don't know if you can call him a rookie yet, but we did just draft him. We will be looking at his first ever career start. He is the AA ace for right now. Had the highest potential of all the players that we did draft. I think we picked him up with our third pick in the second round. We were able to go ahead and pick him up, and turns out he's a very, very good starting pitcher. Like I said, I think he has like a 91 potential, has all of his stats and attributes are up to points. We will be going through his first ever career start here today. As you can see, some of here, a potential. He started out as a 65 overall, which already puts him very high above some of our AAA starters. And he actually has 90 on his potential. So nice solid mix here of a four-seam, changeup, slider, and curveball. Pretty boring. I was hoping it would be a little bit more exciting. Maybe a cutter, a sinker in there. But it is what it is. He is one of our top prospects. We saw that in the Hunter Green start. He is number 3 as far as our prospects in our minor league system. I think he was ranked in the top 50 out of all MLB prospects. So to be drafted and already be placed that high without ever playing a game is impressive to me. And we'll go ahead and see him on the mound here today. 5'10", 179 pounds. The 20-year-old has plenty of time to grow and plenty of room for improvement on our starting pitching rotation. So maybe see him up there after maybe a year or two, something similar to Hunter Green. We'll go ahead and get into this start here against Tennessee. And he goes in and starts off with throwing about 93 to 95 mile per hour four-seamers this whole game. He will not light up the radar gun by any means, but he will mix his pitches in pretty well. As you see, a change up there on pitch number 2, gets a nice little ground ball out there. Next up, second batter he faces, this is a floated ball out into right field and caught for the second out of the game. So overall, with this start, I was pretty impressed with what he was able to do. Location seems to be his biggest problem. You see the four-seamer getting a little up in the zone there, 2-1. Another four-seamer left a little too high up, and this will go deep back to the wall, and it will be gone for a solo home run. And as you can see, he gets into a little bit of trouble here early, not even through his first career major league inning or minor league inning to that point, and already giving up a home run just that early. Now, the real question, all my starting pitchers, how do you bounce back after giving up a home run? Do you fold or you go back strong? Now, he comes right back with a changeup four-seamer combo to go ahead and put himself in a 1-1 count. Gets this one to be popped into the air right over by the seats. Can we pull this one out of the dugout? And he will go and reach and grab it. And that'll be his first completed inning. Only getting touched for 1 run, so still time to make this a good start as that's down the line. And just as quickly as we were out of trouble, it looks like we're right back into it, as this will be a double down the third base line. And he'll already have to contend with a runner on, no outs. 1-2 count here, though. That's a four-seamer up in the zone, but shallowly hit to left field. Will be gloved and thrown back in, so no runner advancement. And next up, we got 0-2 here to Kyle, the 7-hitter. Left the curveball up in the zone, and that one's going deep back to right field, and it is gone into the bullpen. And that is another home run given up here early. 2 innings, 2 home runs, 3 runs total. And already it's got me questioning some things like, should he have gone to single A for a little bit? Maybe he should have came out of the bullpen. Maybe even just been the 5th starter. Because I do feel like whatever position you are in the rotation adds a little bit more difficulty. You saw that with Taylor Haley. He was our number 2. Balled out, moved into number 1, struggled. So maybe just the pressure of being an ace is getting to him here as he allows another base hit. And it'll come right back to Josh here. 2 quick strikes. He got him down 0-2. Gets him to chase that slider on the outside, and when their control is there, the break is nasty on these sliders and curveballs. So I can see why he wants to keep throwing. That's a changeup in on the hands. This one will get down at the wall and the warning track. Throw will come in, but will it be fast enough to throw to the plate? Not in time, as that'll be 4 runs given up through an inning and 2/3. I don't know how much longer he'll have to go in here, but he does come back with his first career strikeout there. And now we've got the 3rd inning. Can he start to settle down? 31 pitches into his day and another leadoff base hit. If he keeps this up, I'm afraid he probably won't see past the 3rd inning. Now we're already 33 pitches into his day. That is a bloop ball to first base. Throw will go to second, get him for 1. Not in time for the double play, so it'll be just a fielder's choice to get the leadoff runner. But then we come back 0-2 to Jordan. Watches that curveball go off the zone. That's a nice break. So what do you do after that? Throw some upstairs heat when he's expecting another breaking ball and get him to swing and miss through it. 0-2. The Crook gets him on the outside black with a four-seamer. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the scoring chance and his first clean inning that he's seen all game. As we go to top of the fourth, first pitch that he has to see here is popped into right field for a nice little out there. Chase up next. He gets him to watch this slider away. So how do you answer a slider on the outside when they're not swinging? Put a four-seamer in the zone real quick so that way you can answer right back with what? That slider away. Yes, sir. Got him to swing through it. And on the 1-2 pitch here, he just goes ahead and finishes him off with the four-seamer. And I got to show that one off with the stat track here. Just watch how masterfully he pitches this. A slider off the plate to get his eyes away. Throw a four-seamer to change the eye level. Come back to the slider, similar location. And then finish it up with a four-seamer that he can't do anything with. But it's going to feel tempted to swing at because it might be another breaking pitch. And what does he follow it up with? Another strikeout on the four-seamer. And he gets him up out of here. Now we go top of the fifth. 54 pitches through. So we'll see how long he goes in his first ever career start. How much stamina does he have? Already giving up a lot of runs. So probably not going to see him past the sixth inning at the least. But this is a little cropper over to the ground. Throw goes over and he got him. 2 outs here through the fifth inning. And Anderson Espinosa will have to go up against Brennan here. The 3-hitter, and he chops this one on the ground over to shortstop. Gloves it. Throw will go on the first base. Got him. And that is 5. I guess you could say 3 strong innings and 2 shaky innings. But he's really settled down here since the start of the game. Pre-game jitters. His first time in a huge spotlight, huge stadium like this. I don't believe colleges have fan bases like this, at least when it comes to baseball. So this is probably the first big crowd that he's had to see, and that is a base hit that gets down in the outfield here in the top of the 6th with 1 out. And unfortunately, they go ahead and pull him after this. So, I mean, pitch count was getting up there. He was getting a little tired, but they actually bring in the other rookie that we drafted with our first round pick, Josh Worth. Now, not a bad starting pitcher at all. That's why he's actually up here at AA, not single A. I think he had like 88 potential, still like an A or B potential player. Just a little bit worse on his overall right now. So we do have him coming out the long reliever spot until somebody does struggle. And then we'll probably put him in the starting rotation if he does earn it and puts up good numbers. But here today, I got to say I was pretty impressed with his start too. Probably more impressed than I was with Espinosa's. As you see here, he comes in and helps clean up his mess. Down 3-1 here to the second batter he faces though. Full count. Chops this one on the ground. We've got a pretty long at bat starting to build here. 10 pitches in. Flies this one deep. Right field. Gilliam is giving chase here at the wall. Warning track. And he'll glove it for the final out of the 6th inning. We're still down 4-0. Now make it 4-1 after we finally put some runs on the board. But he's going to come back and Josh Worth is going to keep doing his thing. Strike out there to the first batter. Chops this one on the ground at second base. Easy glove work for the routine play. Now we've got a 1-0 count here to Nelson. Flies this one deep to shallow. Hopkins will come in, and it looks like misjudged it a little bit there. So he is able to go ahead and snag that one. He goes through an inning and 2/3 now so far. Pretty clean. No hits given up just yet. But we do have another long at-bat here. This is why he's a long reliever, though. Almost 30 pitches into this as he fouls that one off. Clarence hits this one deep back to center field. Does Hopkins have the speed to get there in the gap? Yes, he does, as he gloves that one for the first out here in the top of the 8th. We need strong pitching here and hope that the bats can come alive here as we have a couple more chances to make something happen, as that's the first base hit Josh Worth gives up in his young minor league career. We come up 2-2. This one's on the ground. He'll go over and take it to first base for the safe play. I think he probably forgot how many outs there were. Probably could have had a double play, maybe. But at the very least, you should probably get the lead runner. Now, this one definitely gets saved as Brad Parks throws this one over to first. He's our number 2 prospect, and maybe we'll see him go to AAA this season, as long as that boy balls out of AA. And this one's on the ground. Simondal takes it himself. We got 2 more outs of Josh Worth. 1-1 count here to Kyle. And this one is chopped out into the outfield. Friedel is going to have to go get it. But that should be a 1-out single as they try to put together another rally here to really move this game out of reach and make Josh Worth's game look a little worse. But that's a pop-up. And OK's going to pick it up. Throw goes over to first base. He was off on a hit and run, and that was just unlucky. And as unlucky as it was, we were unluckier as we lose this game 4-1. So 2 rookie debuts that we're able to go ahead and see. Not major league debuts, but still debuts nonetheless that we were able to go ahead and see. And I was pretty impressed with both of them. I said control was a big issue for Espinosa. Josh Worth honestly didn't look to have too much of a struggle. But of course, that's coming out of relief with guys that are already confused because they saw somebody else. So maybe we'll get him a start in sometime soon and see what he can do. Now, something I haven't tried doing before is coming and looking at this pitching analysis, seeing what I can learn from it. And when looking at all Espinosa pitches, you can see how bad the control was, because a lot of these balls are thrown in very hittable locations. I mean, you see the pitches that were hit, 3-4 seamers here, all in the zone. The ones that were outs were closer to the black. Got him to take a couple of them, fouled off a lot of them. But that curveball was what I wanted to see the most of too as well. Hung right over the middle of the plate. You can see even the ones that were outs were still over the middle of the plate. We just caught a lucky break. So I would say control on the curveball is for sure going to be a huge focus. Control on the slider, because that can be a very good strikeout pitch. But also the changeup. You have to have not masterful level control in the changeup, but you have to be able to control that thing now, because that could lead to a lot of home runs. There are very few batters that don't love hitting changeups. That thing just comes in slow, and unless you're throwing like 100-mile-per-hour heat, it's a little bit easier to sit back on. Now, if you're throwing gas, you can't really sit back on it, and you might be in a little more trouble. Now with Josh Worth, he only throws a 4-seam changeup and 2-seam. A lot of his pitches were more closer to the black, staying out of the middle of the area. Even his outs, though, whether they were lucky or not, were in the middle too as well. But he had a lot of pitches get taken that were all over the zone. And I think as far as him, the best thing that we're going to work on him is just controlling those 3 pitches, maybe adding in a 4th pitcher. Maybe I can bring in a pitching coach real quick that I might teach him a 4th pitch, so he's not only having a 3-pitch mix, because I don't know how successful he's going to be at the major league level. Now, of course, we follow that up going back to our major league squad. We end up losing here to Milwaukee 2-1. Not much offense, but Tariq Skubal, only 2/3 of an inning. You can only give it up 1 earned run. It's not like it probably would have helped if he had stayed, but only pitching 2/3 of an inning, something must be wrong, and it is an injury. Shoulder tear, out for 1 to 2 months. So he will have to go to the 60-day DL, unfortunately. And what that will lead to is us having to bring up another pitcher. We're going thin on that to help out our bench. So we're going to go ahead and bring Nick Lodato back up to the major league roster. He still had 2 of his waiver requests back down, basically, to go. So I didn't feel too bad if I had to burn that one mid-season. So we'll see what he can do. And we answered that loss right back with a 5-7 loss here to Milwaukee. So after sweeping them to start off the year, maybe starting to slide back a little bit. You can see we're 6-4 now. They're 4-5. Castillo has a terrible start here, 4 1/3, 7 earned runs, only 4 strikeouts. And offensively, we did okay with 5 runs of our own. But then we answer right back with a dub. As you see, Devers and Stevenson both get a pair of RBIs themselves, as we get 9 hits and 4 runs here. And we're able to see Hunter Green go off for his 2nd victory, 6 1/3, only 6 strikeouts this time, 4 walks, but still looking pretty strong through his first ever 2 career starts. I gotta say, I'm impressed, and I think the game was right with telling me to go ahead and bring him up, and it was his time. Now, after that 3-game series, losing it unfortunately 1-2, we go into a little 2-game mini series here against Pittsburgh, in which case I'm thinking we're going to slaughter them. First game we do 15 hits, a 4-for-4 day from Tyler Stevenson, 3-for-3 for Jesus Aguilar, home runs coming from Cesar Hernandez and Tyler Stevenson, with 4 RBIs for Stevenson, really killing it at that 9 spot. And Severino bouncing back with 7 1/3. 10 strikeouts to help lower that ERA and get us an 8-1 victory. Unfortunately, I think we used up all the offense with them 15 hits there. Or better, you can say the pitching just kind of sucked on the second game. We lose 8-5. I'll give them 9 hits. We give up 13 to them. I was pretty, impressed with the first game that we had. This game, unfortunately, we had a lot of our guys come in from rest, and you can see that they were not able to produce. Nelson 0-for-4 there, backing up for Stevenson, but there goes Tyler Mahaley again. Another struggle start, 3 1/3, 7 earned runs, 8 total runs. And I don't know what to do with him, because he's always been, like a low 4, high 3, like 3.5 to 4 ERA type of guy. There's time for him to reduce it, but if not, Nick Lodato's waiting for his chance. Now, let's go ahead and get into our full game with the Major League squad here today, as we jump into a 3-game or 4-game series with the New York Mets. And why this one was important is because it's the first start. Although we did bring up Nick Lodato, Eliza Hernandez will be taking the spot in the starting rotation, as he was the long relief pitcher up here already. A 1-1 record so far this season, 4.26 ERA, 13 hits, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. And we want to see what he can do back in the starting lineup. If you remember, I think it was last season early on, or the season before that, he was in our starting rotation and didn't do pretty bad. We just felt like we got better arms and, moved him out the way. But here he is with a chance for at least the next 2 months to be a starter again. We'll see if he capitalizes on it. Now, so far, Hurt in this game gets the first batter to go and fly out to left and swing and a miss through the 4-seamer. That heat isn't really heat, but it's getting people to swing and miss, if you know what I mean. 90 to 93 mile per hour 4-seamer, but it still gets a lot of swings and misses, as we go ahead and end the first inning pretty cleanly with him. And we'll go ahead and be tasked with the start of Jordan Montgomery. Now with the New York Mets, a 1.9 ERA, 98 ERA, this boy is dominant. So I'm not looking for a big run production day here by any means. I'm not even that cold on the sticks, but we are going to look to try to put up some offense because this is a team that has a good batting order, basically. I mean, when Tyler Stevenson is hitting the way he's hitting at the 9 spot, and I'm just reluctant to move him up because there's other people ahead of him that are that good, that should show you how impressive our lineup is and how much better it can get. Now, Jay Allen, who we also finally brought up because we just, the game was telling me it was time. He was telling me it was time with his stats. And so far this season, he's looked like it, hitting over 300, his 3rd double of the season. That's a chopper by Cesar Hernandez back to the pitcher. Throw will go over to third base as Jay Allen's speed is showing why he's up here too as well. Gets over to third base after Rafael Devers does ground out. Now, Joey Gallo swings and misses through that first pitch, but he's got a great RBI chances. They give Jordan Montgomery the call there. 0-2, pitch up in the zone, and he swings underneath it. Joey Gallo will be retired, and so far we got a clean game. Now we will skip forward to the top of the 3rd here briefly. 1 out. Going against Jake Magnum. A 1-1 count here for Eliza Hernandez. The pitch, 4-seamer in on the hands. Can he go ahead and finish this thing up for a strikeout? Pitch count is getting pretty high. As you can already see, he's already almost near 40 pitches. He's only pitched 2 1/3 here. And a long at bat like this is not what you need, as that's another fly ball, foul tipped ball. It finally gets him to look at the 2-seamer up in the zone for the strikeout. But then you follow that right back up with a 3-1 count to Sterling Marte. And now he starts fouling off. We're getting at 45, nearing 50 pitches. Full count. Walks him on the slider. So this inning still isn't over. 0-2 count to Luis here. Swings and misses through the 4-seamer. Is able to get out of it before reaching pitch 50. But who knows how long he's going to be able to go today with a high pitch count like that. Now we go to the bottom of the 3rd. There goes Mr. Tyler Stevenson. Hitting over 400. And he's going to increase it here with the hit there up the middle. That's a base hit. And this is why you have a 9-hitter like that. Right up for Jonathan India. This one's chopped on the ground. Nice diving catch. Throw over to second. Back to first base. And it is not in time, as Jonathan India will be there for a bait or fielder's choice, actually. Jay Allen down the line. This one's off the glove tipped. He'll get up and no throw, as Jay Allen's speed once again proven why he made the major league roster. 1st and 2nd for Rafael Devers. And that ball will be hit into the outfield. Get down. Best for a base hit. Missed the cutoff, man. They have to go all the way to the plate. But they didn't want to test it. The pitcher's there waiting. That could have been out. So we got bases loaded for Joey Gallo. Who else would you want up in our lineup? Maybe Mike Moustakas. But we will still settle with Joey Gallo. Full count here. 1 out. And swings through a 4-seamer that probably would have been a grand slam if he had connected. Now we have to go with Cesar Hernandez, and he pops the 12-6. Also probably could have been a grand slam if he gets all the wood on it. But they are able to go ahead and survive that inning. Jordan Montgomery is lucky. Now we go to the bottom of the 4th, and it starts with pretty much same fashion. Doug Granger, base hit into the outfield to go ahead and get things kicked off. Now will we see an exact repeat and get a fielder's choice from Moustakas here? Nope. Swings and misses at the ball, missing. Granger tries to move up, and the ball was out, but he's going to go back to first base. A little bit of base running confusion there, as he thought he might have been out. Maybe could have gotten a pickle and chose an error. Unfortunately, if he had kept going, he might have been at second base anyway, as Jesus Aguilar gets a base hit down. And this time he's going to go ahead and take his way all the way to third base. Granger is in there. And now we got runners at the corners. Another scoring opportunity here for Tyler Stevenson. This is probably who you want up the most right now. Base hit up the middle. And that'll go for a 6-4-3 double play. Jordan Montgomery barely able to survive again. Just getting lucky. But now we'll go back to Eliza Hernandez show. Now, last we left off, he was almost at 50 pitches. Had a pretty quick inning there. So now we're at 61 as this ball is fly deep. Joey Gallo's going back to the wall, and he'll glove it for out number 1. Haven't seen too many scoring chances or opportunities for the Mets, as that was on the ground out to Granger, and this will be a base hit. So pitch count becoming a factor. We're trying to look and watch and see if the pitches are coming in slower, not as much control, see if we get into any trouble. Do I need to get anybody in the bullpen up? And not so fast, as that slider comes in and gets him to swing and miss. As that's out number 2, and this one's flied out. And so the outfield, Granger will come in, glove it. And here it is, one of the only times that they've had a runner left on base. And we're able to go ahead and squash that out. Now Jonathan India leading up the bottom of the 5th. This is a base hit. This is like the 3rd consecutive inning that we've leaded off with a base hit. Can we actually capitalize on it? Is the question here. This one is a base hit. Maybe he knocks it down. Throw will go to first base, and it is not in time. First and second, no outs. And then we got Rafael Devers coming up again. This one is a liner. The second to first, double play. And just like that, we've had so many chances to bring runners around. And unfortunately, Joey Gallo, 1-1, chops this one right over to first base. He'll throw to the pitcher in a foot race. That is too easy. Another scoring chance averted. Take it to the top of the 6th. Chopper over to Devers. He'll throw over to first base. And that'll be the first out here. Can they go there and put together something? 76 pitches. Eliza Hernandez is starting to get tired, so we really got to start watching now as that slider ends up in the dirt. 1-0 count here to Luis. Throw goes in, and that is a base hit blooper right out there to Gallo. Now, you know me. Y'all saw Anderson and Espinosa just got taken out in a similar situation. I trust my starters a little bit more. I need to see you get some more work. I need to see you go through adversity. And this is as adverse as you can get as Gallo misses the fly ball, trying to be a hero. He'll have to go back to the wall, get it, glove it, throw it into the cutoff man. Devers will get it to the plate. And that throw will be offline from about 80 feet. So I don't know how he was inaccurate from that. But I don't even know if he would have got him if he had the chance. So a run will come in. We'll go ahead and bring in Jordan Hicks, probably our best reliever this season. 6 2/3, still hasn't given up a run yet. And he'll come in inheriting a run at second. Only 1 out. And now we are down 1-0 as the first run of the ball game does come around. The first man he faces is Pete Alonso. We've got a full count here. 7 pitches into it after fouling off a couple. He'll finally just watch that ball off the edges of the plate. Now we do have a double play situation here. As this is up the middle to Hernandez. He'll get it to India. No throw at first base as they won't even risk it. Speed was just a little too much there and it would not have been in time. So instead, they'll go and get a ground ball to Moustakas and finish up this inning. Only 1 run to talk about, but now it's up to our bats to go and put something together here. As this is Cesar Hernandez leading off the inning. That's a deep ball way back left field, gunning at the wall, and we will go ahead and get a leadoff double this time. Maybe that'll help out. Maybe it's a leadoff single curse. Now let's go ahead and see what we can do with a leadoff double. Doug Granger, Mr. Walkman, goes in and walks his way over to first base. Mike Moustakas with a full count right after him. He will watch the cutter off the plate. He'll walk. We got bases loaded. No outs this time. Jesus Aguilar is up a sac fly. Can do it for us. And that is a blue ball out into the outfield. He will dive and make the play. But unfortunately, when you dive like that, there's enough speed on the outside to go ahead and tie this ball game up. Cesar Hernandez does take advantage of the dive, and we are able to score our first run of the game, and we're not done. Tyler Stevenson, base hit, blooped out to right field, testing that arm once again, and this throw is also up the line, this time the other way, and we're able to take a 2-1 lead. Now next up, we have Jonathan India. This one will be popped up to second base for a nice easy out, not having to test anything this time. So we do have Jay Allen up, though. 3-for-3 day for him, and let's go ahead and continue it. 4-for-4 as that gets down in the outfield. And this time we're going to test that arm again. He's missed twice. This time it's right on the money, and he is out by a mile. Dang, I ain't know Moustakas was that slow. But, I mean, I understand testing it. He missed the throw 2 times up the line. You got to go and test that man. Make him be right a 3rd time. Because if he's not, we're up 3-1 and that inning is still going. Got to keep testing it. Now, for us, we do have Jordan Hicks going in and wrapping everything up here. As he goes in and gets out of the 7 pretty cleanly. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Chopper over to Hernandez. He'll get it. Throw to first base. And they're down to their last 5 outs here as Luis will come up. He flies this one out. Gallo coming in to pick it up. And I was thinking this game, I was like, you know, I want him to be around 30, but I didn't want to take him out mid-inning, especially when he's already got them off balance like this. So we go ahead and wrap things up here with Jordan Hicks. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, looking to try to put some more runs on the board for ourselves as we get Tyler Stevenson to go ahead and walk. And we'll come back up to the heart of our lineup. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Jonathan India, who is in a little bit of a cold slump, as you can see today, 1-for-4, make that 1-for-5, as that'll be the last out for us, and it will come down to that man, Lucas Sims. 3 games, 3 saves, 3 save opportunities. Did give up a run, unfortunately, so that's why the ERA is up by 3, but a chance to lower it some more here as we go ahead and pop this one up. Stevenson will go out and glove that one, so 1 pitch, 1 out, and we just got a little bit more work to do here. 4-seamer up in the zone to Francisco Lindor. That'll be fouled out into the outfield. Swings and misses at the low 4-seamer. And we'll come right back with another one up in the zone. Do we change the pitch here? No, we do not. We go with another 4-seamer. 4 straight. And this one will be flied out to Granger as he just has enough speed to glove it. And the last hope will be Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor versus Lucas Sims for the game here. He watches the 4-seamer low. 1-1 pitch coming in. Swings and misses at the slider on the outside part of the plate. so why not go back to it? We do, and this one's a little bit more over, but he does have the same results. Swings and misses. 2-1 victory here for your Cincinnati Reds. I knew it was going to be a dogfight, a pitcher's duel, and whoever was able to score like 2 or 3, I thought was coming away with the victory. So to be able to hold them to 1 was clutch. I knew our bats could at least get us 2 to 3, especially if the bullpen had got involved, if we maybe got Jordan Montgomery retired or whatever. But Jordan Hicks will walk out of here with the victory. 2 2/3 innings of work, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Lucas Sims will get the save. And for us, 13 hits, 2 runs means we left a lot of people left on base. I think the stat came up. We left a total of 9 batters on base when they left, I think, 3. And that's all game. Like, that came up in the 9th inning. So we really were just missing out on too many opportunities. We had 4 straight innings of having a leadoff batter get on base, and unfortunately we were not able to do nothing with it. Now back in here, you see Nick Senzel gets an injury down at AAA. He'll be missing about 10 days. Basically, we put him on a 10-day DL. But we do wrap up the series with the Mets winning 3 out of 4, getting a victory here. You can see next day out, we ended up putting up more offense, 14 hits, this time capitalizing for 11 runs. And the next day after that, a terrible pitching performance, 8-6, and this time it was Hunter Green getting humbled. 2 2/3, 5 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts, so the ERA ballooned up since they didn't let him play that long. But we were able to come out of there with a pretty good record, man. 10-6, still leading the NL Central by a game and a half over the Brewers, who have bounced back. Cardinals have dropped back 2 games. They're 8-8, Cubs at 7-10, and the Pirates at 3-12. So I know we have gone through this season a little bit slower, but can you see why? Are the games not more exciting? Are you not entertained? And do you see that we're also leading the NL Central for the first time this series? Most of the time we're at least 2nd place, and then we fall off to 3rd or 4th. We're fighting for 4th place in the division. No, it looks like this year we're going to be in the mix with fighting for that 1st place. Now, of course, I hope the rest of the division starts to suck. I hope the Cubs and Pirates slip all the way back. I hope the Cardinals stay 500 and it becomes a race with just us and the Brewers, or the Brewers stay 500 with them and we just run away with it. That's what I would really like to see. But only time will tell with that. Next time out, we will get through more of this first month. We will turn on the critical situations, and we will go ahead and just play critical situations all the way until we get to at least May, and then we will figure out from that point what game we want to focus on or what series we want to focus on as we go ahead and see further into the season. We'll obviously show a little bit of the scouting, so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. I am starting to scout like closing pitchers and infielders, basically, because I feel like that's where we're weakest at. I mean, we have 3 closing pitchers in this organization, and 2 of them are at the major league level. I would like to have, closing pitchers at every level, so I will for sure be at least drafting 1. Maybe Lucas Sims replacement, maybe Luis Caesar's replacement, maybe get some more relievers in here that could possibly be good for us, but also getting some more infielders to help out with the age of some of our best players. So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know other things that you guys would maybe focus on if you had this team or this roster. What some things that you think I should focus on as far as scouting goes. Let me know if there's any series in particular that you guys want to see, and let me know if there's any players that you want to see more of. If you want to see more player lock games with certain people at the major league level, maybe a trip down to the minor league level, more player lock games, let me know what you guys want to see from future episodes. But next time out, we will definitely be getting to the month of May. So hope you guys did enjoy, man. It's been your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Make sure you guys are checking out the other series on the channel. We do have Sly 4, the walkthrough going up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I do have the Lions Rebuild dropping on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, we're gonna keep rocking out. So hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Almost at 100 subs. Let's get it.